So if you haven't noticed, there's a lot of vocabulary in this course, and a lot of the words are somewhat vague, maybe not always well enough defined, and sometimes used a little bit in contradictory ways. And I would apologize for that, except that it's just kind of endemic to our profession. We have lots of words that are used in lots of different ways by lots of different people and lots of different circumstances. And in order to try and teach this course in a comprehensive and somewhat non-obscure way, I've had to try and make the best of a bad vocabulary situation. And of course, that bad vocabulary situation is also indicative of the world that you'll find yourself in this profession, where your organizations will have many different ways of saying things, and your job will be to try and make as best possible sense as you can of the words that people use, in order to then convey those words to people outside the organization who need to understand what the organization itself doesn't quite understand. And I think more than anything else, that's the way that I'd like you to see this, is that nobody totally understands the words that they're using. In some disciplines, those words are much less understood. And in your organization, which is trying to make itself at the same time as it's creating vocabulary, at the same time that it's taking on vocabulary from outside, your ability to make sense of all the words that are being used and have them become consistent and have them become accepted and be the one way among many to state something is going to be an ongoing duty and an ongoing problem that you have, and that's the same thing that we experience in this course. I've coined some terms. The term access structure, for example, is not one that is in the dictionary, so to speak. It's just a way that I've found of encapsulating all of those concepts. And frankly, it doesn't matter so much what you call it as long as you understand the concept. But of course, as always, we'd like to have the vocabulary that we use become standard vocabulary so that we can talk to each other. And so what I can guarantee is, using the vocabulary of this course, you can certainly talk to other people who have come through the same curriculum. But as you talk to people in the outside world, you're going to have to modify your vocabulary to say what they say. The word taxonomy is a wonderful example of that. We've talked before about how that's sort of a vague term and could mean anything to anybody, and hopefully by this point in time you have a much clearer understanding of all the different facets of the word taxonomy. But as you talk to other people in the outside world, you're going to have to constantly assess, what do they mean by this term? How are they using it? And how can I adjust to that usage? And at the same time, try to help progress their usage towards something that you feel is a better usage of the term. And the same thing really goes for the terms we've used. How can you help to progress the terms we've used until they become more standardized, more able to be used by different people, and better able to found our discipline?